So AKs are known for their reliability, but mine was having some issues lighting off some hard primers with one specific type of ammunition, but I want it to be reliable with all ammunition. So I replaced the firing pin and the hammer spring last night and see if it makes a difference. Seems to be working. Welcome back to Sawtooth Tactical. The AK-47, or more accurately, the AKM. It is literally known to have a reputation for reliability. That's what the AK is. It's a long stroke, piston-driven design that is known to eat up whatever ammo you throw at it. Most people just run cheap steel-cased 7.62x39, or if you have an AK-74 5.45 by 39. AKs are just known to eat up whatever you feed them. But I was having problems with mine. I recently did a video where I shot every single gun I own in one video, and the only gun that had any problems was the one that's supposed to have a reputation for reliability. So I've been on a mission lately to make sure that all of my firearms are perfectly reliable, because if they're not reliable, they're not really that useful. And I have fixed my AK, and that's what this video is about. If you are having any issues with light primer strikes with an AK, I hope this helps you, because it was cheap and it was easy and it worked. Before we get started, I want to thank everyone that subscribed to the channel. You guys are awesome. So new firing pin, new hammer spring. This is ammo incorporated 7.62x39 steel case. So far it seems to be working great. Man, this wind is gnarly. I like it. So as I said, I am on a mission for reliability in all of my firearms. And for the most part, they are reliable. My striker fired pistols are reliable. My ARs are reliable. I had 3 guns that were having issues. And if you followed the channel, you probably know this. My EPC9 Aero Precision build had some feeding issues. Well, I bought a Dremel. I polished the feed cone. What would be the feed ramp, but it's a cone on that. And those issues are gone. My Springfield Ronin 1911 and 9mm, also having a few issues. Same Dremel, same polishing wheel. I worked on the underside of the slide and the disconnector a little bit, and it's running much better. Plus, I think just a little bit of a break-in period really helped. The one gun that everybody knows to be reliable is the AK-47 or AKM. Well, my AK is the only gun that I have that I didn't buy new. This was a used gun, Wasser 1063, all numbers matching. 1967 is the date stamped on everything on here. So this is an old gun. It's made from old parts, and I bought it used, and I really don't have any idea how many rounds have been through it before I got it, or maybe why the previous owner decided to sell it. But I fixed that, and I figured out what the issue was. So if you guys watched my video where I shoot every gun that I own, this is a couple weeks ago, I blamed this Max Tech 7.62x39 steel cased ammunition for the reason why my AK wasn't running reliably. I kept mentioning how it had hard primers. Well, I should probably apologize to Max Tech. And while I do believe that it did have fairly hard primers, or that it does, because I haven't really had any issues with Tula or other, cheap steel cased ammo. An AK should eat up any ammo that you feed it. And so it was bothering me that my AK wasn't doing that. The one gun that's known for reliability was the one that I couldn't rely on. So I decided, use some logic and figure out why this is happening. Now, this gun is old and it was used. I have no idea how many rounds had been through it, like I said. So this is the original firing pin for it, and we're going to go up close in a minute and take a better look at this stuff. But started messing around with the bolt carrier group, and I'm noticing that the firing pin doesn't really protrude very far out of that bolt carrier group. Now, the trigger pack in here is the Tapco G2 trigger, very widely used in imported AKs. I didn't think that was the problem, but the other issue that I thought it could possibly be was a hammer spring that had seen so much use that it just wasn't strong enough anymore. Now, I have been considering putting an ALG ACT trigger in this AK, and I probably still will at some point. The whole point of this AK is I wanted a classic looking AK. I wasn't trying to replace every part and make it all tactical like the ARs. But I do think upgrading the trigger, not a bad idea. Although this Tapco trigger really isn't bad by any means. It's very light. It just has a long trigger pull and a long reset. As you can see here. Very light, but you pull, 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 pull. There's the brake. A lot of over travel, and then the reset is long. But it's smooth, and it's perfectly usable. But we'll see. Maybe eventually we replace that trigger group. Having replaced this hammer spring, I definitely know how to now. Had to learn some things along the way. I am very familiar with ARs. I've built a few. I've replaced all the parts in the other ones that I didn't build myself. But this was my first time really working on an AK. So let's go up close and I'll show you what I did. And it worked. This thing is 100% reliable now. So this is the ammo that I was having problems with. This is Max Tech Steel Case 7.62x39. Let's see if the new hammer spring and firing pin make a difference. It seems to be working. I like it. So here we have your basic field stripped AK. And you can see inside it here, this is that hammer spring that I replaced. And honestly, it was not as easy as I had hoped it would be, but maybe easier than I thought it would be. There are plenty of videos on YouTube showing you how to do this. I am not going to take it apart in this video, but as you can see, the hammer spring is also the trigger spring in an AK. And it does take a little work. You got to get these pins out, the trigger and hammer pin. You got to pull your safety out. And you put the new one in. It took a little bit of effort, not too bad. The firing pin here, as you can see here, AK firing pin is definitely interesting in shape compared to an AR firing pin. But you basically just push a pin out. Let me see. This pin right here comes out, firing pin drops out, and now you can see that pushes and it comes out quite a bit and is exposed out of the bolt face. The old firing pin did not protrude as much, and I believe that was the actual real issue. But when I went to order this stuff from akbuilder.com, it was not expensive. This was like, I don't know, $9 or something for the firing pin and like $12 for the hammer spring. Total, it was, I think, less than $25 with shipping to make my AK 100% reliable. So it was not difficult. With a punch and a hammer, you can replace the firing pin. That was the quick and easy part. And with a quick YouTube or Google search, you can find out how to replace the hammer spring. And, I feel like if I did it again, it would be very easy. The first time had me cussing a little bit and wishing that I had 3 hands. But I was able to get it done, having never really replaced AK parts before. So if I can do it, you can do it. And it will make your AK reliable. If you are having trouble with hard primers or light primer strikes and you're not setting off any kind of ammunition, an AK should run reliably with all ammunition. And these 2 parts, again from akbuilder.com, less than $25, and now I have a perfectly reliable AK. The whole point of an AK is to have that ultimate reliable weapon. And it seems that I've done the trick, and now that's what I've got. No issues. So to me, if a firearm isn't reliable, it's about worthless. While you may be able to go to the range and have some fun shooting it, it's really not even going to be that much fun if, like mine, you get through 3 rounds, have to rack a live round out, get through 2 more, rack a live round out, 1 more, and so on and so forth. It's not even that much fun. But the problem is that then you can't trust it. And if you ever had to use it in any kind of a serious situation, that's a firearm that you can't trust. And to me, that makes that firearm basically worthless. And so it had me very concerned that my AK, the firearm known for reliability, was not a gun that I could trust. And this was not cheap. AKs are not cheap anymore. This cost me a lot of money. And it was something that I got expecting that perfect reliability. So I'm really happy that it now is very reliable with a very minimum of parts. It didn't cost much. It wasn't that difficult to replace them. And now this thing's 100% reliable. I ran first a bunch of this Ammo Incorporated 7.62 by 39 steel case. This is great stuff. And really good price on it. Got it at Palmetto State Armory. Awesome place to buy ammo. But then I wanted to make sure that it ran the Max Tech, the stuff that I'd been having troubles with. And I ran a few mags of that through it. And it ate up every single round without a problem. So, if you are having light primer strikes with your AK, very simple, very cheap fix. New firing pin, new hammer spring. You might only need the firing pin or maybe only need the hammer spring. But for how cheap the 2 parts are, I figured I might as well just make sure. If it wasn't one, then it was the other was the problem. So I replaced them both. And now I have no issues. And you will too. It's an easy process. So I hope this video helped anybody that maybe has an AK that they're disappointed with like I was. If you're having trouble with your AK lighting off any specific type of ammo, or you think you have hard primers, you're getting light primer strikes, those 2 parts and you shouldn't have any problems anymore. So the other thing, like an old used car, an old used AK, it just came with some quirks. So I was also getting this upper handguard retainer was sliding forward under recoil and my upper handguard was coming loose. I took a hammer and a punch and just punched in all of these recesses here where that piece of metal is crimped. It's stamped sheet metal. And now I'm not having an issue with that anymore either. So all these little issues that I found with my AK after having purchased it are now gone. And the thing runs great. I have no more problems. And now I can trust this gun 100%, just like I do with my ARs, with my striker-fired pistols, and now with my 1911s and my PCCs as well. I had 3 guns that were giving me reliability issues, and I made it a point to fix those issues because if nothing else, you need your guns to be reliable. Now all of mine are. I hope this helps you guys. Anybody that's having reliability issues with any of your guns, look into it. Figure out why you're having the issue. Use a little bit of common sense. If you understand physics and engineering and how guns work, even just a little bit, you could probably figure out what your issue is and how to fix it, what parts you may need, or what kind of modifications you might have to do to make them reliable. But make your guns reliable. If they're not reliable, then what's the point? If you can't trust them, that's not a good day. You got to be able to trust your firearms in case you ever have to use them. Now, hopefully, you never have to use them, and they're just fun range toys. But firearms, first and foremost, are for that hopefully never have to use them situation. So make sure that you can trust them. I hope that this helped anybody. I enjoyed fixing this. It really was very satisfying when I took it back out and it ran perfectly. That's a great feeling. So I hope this helped anybody that's having any of those kind of issues. Please leave me a comment. Let me know if you have any firearms that are not reliable. And if you're stuck trying to figure out why, let me know what the problem is. Maybe I'll be able to help you. Or maybe some other viewers can comment and help you if they have more experience than I do. Let's all make sure that we can get all of our guns to be 100% reliable. Please share this video if you liked it. Please hit the like button. And please subscribe to Sawtooth Tactical. I appreciate every one of you that has subscribed. And if you haven't, hit that subscribe button down below. From Sawtooth Tactical, stay strapped or get clapped.